It's time for today's travel and cruise industry news. With the latest from travel and cruises around the world, here's your host, Chillie Falls.
Hey, good morning and welcome to Travel and Cruise Industry News on this, the 5th day of March 2020. I'm coming to you from a chilly, cool morning in Forest, Virginia in Bedford County. Good morning, Tina Turtle. Tina Turtle is with us today as usual. Couple things to touch on before we get into the news items. Number one, if you're new to this channel, welcome aboard. We crossed the 1900 threshold yesterday. We're at 1903 subscribers as of this morning. I appreciate each and every one of you. If you are new, this is Travel and Cruise Industry News, which we broadcast live on Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday. It has been in the past at 6 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'm going to talk about that in just a second. We also regularly post videos on all facets of the travel and cruise industry. So if you'd like to keep up with the latest in cruise ships, ports that call cruises themselves, my interview show called Chillie Chats and Chillie Cruises Deal of the Day, just hit that little subscribe button down there. It's down there someplace down below. Click on the bell notification. You'll be notified when I go live or when something new is posted. As always, folks, we appreciate thumbs up, and I don't care. You can give us a thumbs down too. But that lets the powers that be know that people are actually watching what we're doing. So we appreciate that. And as always, we welcome any kind of comments, either in chat or when this becomes a video after the fact, on the video comments section. So, said we have been doing this show at 6 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And quite frankly, folks, what that means for me is I end up having to get up at 2 o'clock in the morning and start researching for the show to see what's happened, to write copy, to get stuff ready. And, my sleeping habits have gone to where. So I've been thinking about moving it because this isn't the most popular time for people to be up and about. I mean, my friend Bonnie down there in Florida is always up this early. And, my buddy over in Richmond, who's somewhere sailing around Cape Horn in South America right now, Tom Henry, is another one that's up this early. But a lot of you guys are in bed asleep. Gretchen, she's usually here. Jason on occasions pops in. It's not the most popular time. The reason I started doing the early morning show was because my friend Bruce up in Vancouver was doing the afternoon show at 5 p.m. Every day. And I didn't want to compete against him. Well, he's no longer doing that 5 p.m. show, but I don't want to move into drive time in the evening. So I've opened it up to you guys, and I've had a couple of suggestions to move the show to 11 a.m. or to 1 p.m. and a comment not to do it at 3 p.m. because there were some several conflicting vlogger posts that go up at 3 in the afternoon. So if you have another suggestion, please drop it in the comments, either on Facebook or here. If not, then put it in the comment section for the video when it's up. I do check all those kinds of messages all the time. And we'll check it out to make sure what you've suggested. So basically, tell me what you think. Right now, because of my schedule when my niece goes out of town and I take over her pet sitting duties, and she's going again here in another couple of weeks. She'll be gone for, 3 weeks or something. So I run her business while she's gone. I'm leaning right now toward 11 a.m. for the Travel and Cruise Industry News Show. So if you have any comment on that, and I'm looking at starting this next week, folks, on Tuesday. If you have any thoughts about it, please share it with me. I have not made an absolutely 100% finalized decision yet. I am heavily leaning toward 11 o'clock a.m. From now on. So feel free to share. That's the business portion out of the way. So let's get to the top story of the day. And this is kind of a rest in peace sort of a story on the Carnival Victory. The Carnival Victory has departed the United States for the last time and is now heading toward Cadiz, Spain, for her much anticipated transformation into the Carnival Radiance. The vessel departed this week from Miami and will begin a 38-day dry dock at the shipyard at Cadiz, Spain on the 19th, where team members and contractors will work literally around the clock to completely transform the 102,000-ton Carnival ship with new features and a new name, and she will be like a totally new vessel. During the huge $200 million dry dock, the ship will be stripped out with fresh, new, refurbished cabins and decor. One of the things that a lot of people are excited about is the first big chicken restaurant, which is brought to you on the Carnival by Carnival's chief fun officer, Shaquille O'Neal, best known for his days as a basketball player. There's a bunch of other stuff that's going on this upgrade. There's going to be 110 new suites and staterooms. The showroom will be converted to the liquid lounge as it is on like the Sunrise. Java Blue Cafe will be added, which is their closest thing like to a Starbucks, specialty coffee restaurant. The Limelight Lounge will be where they have the comedy club and other entertainment things, a small secondary showroom. Fahrenheit 555 Steakhouse will be added. The Red Frog Pub will be added. Piano Bar 88, which will become their new piano bar. The Chef's Dining Table will be added. Bonsai Sushi will be added, as well as Pizzeria del Capitano, which will be up on the Lido deck, 24-hour pizza joint. Also new will be Guy's Pig and Anchor Barbecue. And then they're going to expand the retail shops. They're going to change the waterworks. They're going to add the Sky Course, which is the ropes course that you'll find on many of them. Redo the 9-hole miniature golf course and all the recreation stuff. So she will come out as the Carnival Radiance. Now, this isn't the first time that Carnival has done this. It's actually the third time that Carnival, in fact, has made a makeover like this. The first one was the Carnival Destiny, which was transformed into the Carnival Sunshine way back in 2013. Man, it doesn't seem like it's been that long ago, but it's been, 7 years now. The Triumph, which was transformed into the Carnival Sunrise back in 2019, which seems like it's been longer than that because I was just on it. I was on the Sunrise here just a couple weeks ago. And of course, now the Carnival Victory, who we can say, rest in peace, dear ship, because next time we see you, you're going to be the Carnival Radiance. After all that stuff is over with, the Radiance will sail back from Barcelona, Spain. It'll do a 10-day cruise over there. Then it will sail to New York. It'll do some sailing out of New York, Caribbean and Bermuda sailings from the Big Apple before repositioning to Norfolk in October. And then finally to its permanent home base, which will be Port Canaveral, where she will start offering Caribbean cruises starting in November. So that's the Carnival Radiance. You guys will be hearing about this ship, for a long time now. It's going to be just like the Sunrise, and I've been working on a video comparing the Sunrise to the Zuiderdam, the two ships I was on a couple weeks ago, doing actually a comparison video that hopefully will be up sometime this week. A sip of coffee. Let's pause for a second and we'll get back to some more stories here on travel and cruise industry news for this March the 5th. Did I say that earlier? Who knows? Do you have a bad back, bad hips, bad knees, or any other mobility issues? Think about Scootaround. For scooters, walkers, wheelchairs, even oxygen needs, delivered right to your cabin. Scootaround for all your mobility needs on your upcoming cruise. Okay, back at you here. Everybody's probably just sick and tired of hearing about, all the virus stuff that's going on in the world today. Princess, once again, has got some issues. This time with the Grand Princess, but this is a little different set of circumstances, folks. There was a death attributed to the virus from a person that was on a sailing of the Grand Princess last month, and it went to Mexico. And he then became ill after he got off the ship. And an elderly gentleman with complicating health issues, and eventually passed away. Certainly a sad situation. The Grand Princess had started on a Hawaii cruise for 18 days or something, and was getting ready to dock in Ensenada, I believe yesterday. And she was turned back and sent back to San Francisco, which is her home port. And they have basically quarantined the ship temporarily, waiting for health department folks to get there and check the passengers that are on this cruise. Now, this is not the cruise that the gentleman was on that subsequently got sick and passed away. He was an elderly man with multiple underlying medical conditions. There are no reported cases on the ship. There are no reports of people that are ill on the ship. So they're waiting for CDC folks. Right now, they're sitting out in the water outside of San Francisco, just waiting until these experts get there to, I guess, determine whether they can go on to Hawaii or what. I understand that the Princess is, got to be a little more careful than some people, but still, I'm wondering about the some of this stuff isn't getting way overblown now, way overblown. The other story from yesterday is once again a Carnival ship, the Carnival Fascination, was scheduled today to go to St. Lucia. And once again, St. Lucia, who, by the way, folks, St. Lucia just last month was coming on board cruise ships and doing presentations to try to get folks to come back and stay on St. Lucia. And you know, in other words, they wanted the more of the travel dollar. They wanted people to come back to St. Lucia and stay and spend their money. Well, now they're turning ships away, whether there's anyone sick on board or not. They're turning the Fascination is scheduled there today. So the Fascination, who has nobody on board that's sick or showing any symptoms, nobody. And they haven't had anybody on the Fascination that's been sick or had the virus. So Carnival is going into Dominica instead of to St. Lucia. So another island is going to get that money. So the St. Lucia folks are being a little overboard in their carefulness. I mean, we're having situations where these steps are being taken because of fear, not because of anything that could be bad, or could be wrong. There's an MSC situation over in Italy. That one's a little bit different. There's at least been some folks that are sick and quarantined on that ship. But still, I don't know. It's just, to me, it's getting a little bit out of control. There is an interesting article that I found yesterday and posted concerning the issue of things that you can tell about the virus. Okay, if you have a runny nose and you know, junk crap in your system, but with a runny nose, you got a common cold, not the virus. The coronavirus itself and the coronavirus pneumonia is a dry cough with no runny nose. So that's one of the key things. This new virus is not heat resistant. It will be killed by a temperature of just 26 to 27 degrees Celsius. That's, what's that, 78 degrees, folks. So if we get a little bit of a warm spring ahead, that's going to kill the sucker. It hates the sun. Now, you still need to take, you know, precautions. If someone sneezes, you know, you need to cover your mouth. Sneeze into your elbow. The virus germ itself can go in the air for about 10 feet before it drops to the ground. If it drops on a metal surface, it can live for 12 hours. If it goes on a fabric surface, it can live for 6 to 12 hours. However, normal laundry detergent will kill it. Wash your hands frequently, as the virus can only live on your hands for 5 to 10 minutes, but a lot can happen during that time if you're not extremely careful. Keep your hands away from your face. And folks, that's something that I'm struggling with. Now that I'm trying to watch that, I'm having tremendous problems doing that. Keeping my hands away from my face. I had no idea how often I touched my face. And that's the bad one. So use a lot of precaution, folks. again, I am not changing any of my plans at this point in time. Yes, there's more cases of it here in the States. It's not necessarily growing. It's just that we're in fact looking for it now. We're starting to test for it, and that's going to show some more cases. You've got the outbreak in Seattle. Not sure where that came from, but that was a lot of their problems in one big nursing home. You got a little bit now down in California. You got several places around the country. And it's going to get worse before it gets better. But I'm telling you, spring is just around the corner, folks. And then it'll be gone. And there I am touching my nose. It'll be gone. And we won't have to worry about it until at least next winter. And hopefully by then they will have vaccinations and flu shots that will take care of it, and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Okay. One other thing to mention this morning, because I'm getting tired of talking about that all the time. The Carnival Victory is not the only ship in dry dock this month, as it's a pretty busy dry dock schedule. Also from Carnival, the Carnival Elation is in dry dock in Freeport. It's there currently. It started earlier this week. That's about a $36 million upgrade in Freeport. We mentioned the Victory before. Also in dry dock this month is Allure of the Seas from Royal Caribbean. And this is about a $165 million one. She goes in March the 13th and will be in until May the 9th. That's part of their amplification program. It'll spend 58 days in the shipyard, and that's at Navantia, before starting the summer season in the Mediterranean. A lot of upgrades on Allure, like they have done on previous ships that were in, adding things like Portside Barbecue, the new sports bar, El Loco Fresh, Sugar Beach, the Bionic Bar. A lot of added things there. And Explorer of the Sea is going in about March the 17th for $110 million dry dock. That's a little bit of a smaller ship. And one of the AIDA cruises, which is primarily in Europe, we don't do a whole lot with them on this part of the pond, although there are some now coming to the Caribbean. But the AIDA ship is, and I think it's AIDA Vita is the name of it, was supposed to be in dry dock in Singapore. That was changed because of course, the coronavirus. And it's now going to be in the dry dock facility in Dubai, starting about the 25th of March. So the dry dock folks have got a lot going on this month. But the big one, of course, is the Carnival Radiance. So rest in peace to Carnival Victory. And we'll have the new ship coming soon. All right, folks. That's it for today. Again, if you have any comments about changing the time, drop them below. I would appreciate it. I will be back on Saturday, and of course, between now and then, if anything happens. But I'm currently planning by next Tuesday to move to 11 a.m. If there's any changes to that plan, of course, I'll be on Saturday morning at 6. We'll also do another Chillie's deal of the day, Chillie Cruises deal of the day tomorrow. And could be live other times over the weekend, but I'll be announcing it if there's any changes to that. But please leave some comments. Let me know what you think. And hopefully we'll keep rocking on at 11 a.m. starting next week. So that's it for today. Tina Turtle, have a good one, darling. I'll see y'all next time.
Thank you for watching today's travel and cruise industry news. Join us every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday morning at 6 a.m. Eastern for another episode. Travel and Cruise Industry News is a production of Chillie's Cruises.